everyone, it's Priya here, and in today's video I'm going to be sharing with you a idea which can help you to get into your creativity, get your creativity flowing, and just start creating in your sketchbooks or on canvas, just getting you to start creating. And I think this is a good way to help you. It can even help you through artist block. It can help you when you're feeling overwhelmed by looking at the blank page, or when you just don't know which idea to choose, or you feel like painting and drawing but you don't know what to draw. This can really help kickstart your creativity and give you that nudge to actually want to create. Now, I'm going to be drawing some of my favorite foods, snacks, and desserts, and I'm going to be drawing this because it's something I am already passionate about. I love these foods and it's something I enjoy eating. So I already have that one step there. So you can use this in any way. It doesn't necessarily have to be food. You can draw or paint anything. It can be sports, your favorite animals, your favorite characters. It can be anything. Favorite clothing, whatever you want to draw. It can be anything that's your favorite, something that you like and enjoy. Because by drawing that or picking that as a topic, it already has taken away one step of the resistance to creating by it being something that you enjoy and something that you like. Because then you're not going to be so worried about resisting it. You're going to be wanting to create it because it's something you already like. And also I feel it leaves a little bit of a in your creativity you have this sort of a time where you can go back and look at it and see, oh, this is the time that I drew this, and these were my favorite foods at the time, or this was my favorite sports at the time. Whatever it is, you can draw what you want to draw. But in my case, I'm drawing the different foods that I like and the different drinks and snacks that I like and desserts. So you can see I'm going to tell you what I'm drawing as I'm going further on the video. But all I did is I started drawing in my sketchbook, and because I wanted to draw in my sketchbook. Remember, you can use anything. It can be on a separate sheet of paper. It can be on a canvas. It doesn't matter. You don't have to draw in a sketchbook. But in my case, I wanted to draw in the sketchbook, and I was just like not really sure what I wanted to draw, because as I say always, that the artist block and not being sure which idea to choose, or just being stuck, it can happen to anybody, and it can happen to professional artists, it can happen to beginners, it can happen to anybody. So if you're an artist, you go through this multiple times throughout your art journey. So just remember that it's not just you. Everyone goes through this, no matter how skilled you are or what level you are. We all go through this, and I go through it multiple times. So what I've done is I've just basically thought of all or some of my favorite foods and desserts and snacks that I wanted to include on the spread, and then I just drew everything out with I got some references, and then I drew everything out with a graphite pencil, just placing everything in their different spaces. I'm not really looking to put everything according to actual size. I'm just trying to incorporate all of them onto the spread, so I represent all of them. So you can see I started off with the vanilla milkshake, and after I did the graphite, I inked everything with a very fine nib. I didn't use a very thick fine liner. I just wanted a outline, but something that's not going to overwhelm the drawing, because I do have a lot of glass objects here with the drinks and the desserts, so I didn't want to overwhelm it with too thick outlines. So you can see after I inked everything, I started painting it with watercolors. I started off with the vanilla milkshake, just adding some grays for the shadows on the glass, and also adding the color of the vanilla shake inside. And then I went in and I started painting in the vanilla and chocolate ice cream, which you can see I've just completed now, and I've just done that. I am going to add highlights afterwards. I'm just obviously have to move on because it needs to dry before I can do that. And then I'm moving on to the pizza. Now, I love margherita pizza, so I just wanted to draw just a regular cheesy and tomato base pizza, something simple. That's what I like, and that's what I wanted to draw. Now, as I said, you can draw anything. It doesn't have to be these specific items. It doesn't have to be this specific theme of food. It can be anything. By drawing something you like, you'll already get one step closer to getting to your creativity, because you already chose something that you like. And then once you start creating, you'll get into that flow, and automatically then you can start working on whatever project you're busy on, or that you're having a hard time with, or you can get busy with your next project and think of ideas, or even pick an idea if you've got multiple ideas that you were not able to choose from. So it can really help you by getting you started with creating, because once you start creating, you'll automatically want to create more. And this is something that I have learned over the years while I've been, working and creating art. I've learned that, sometimes you just need to start creating. There's no other thing you can do but start creating. No matter how much of resistance you feel, you just need to start creating. And that's something that I always say in my videos: just start creating something. It doesn't have to be perfect. It can even be a doodle. It doesn't have to be perfect. Now, from the pizza, I moved over to the chocolate mousse, and I specified which store I like. I like the Woolworths chocolate mousse, and I am now just going in and painting in the different layers or the swirls of the chocolate mousse and adding the shadows. Like I said, I am going to be adding the highlights later on once everything is dry. Now I'm going on to the next thing I like to eat, which is fusilli pasta and tomato pasta sauce. So I really love this regular pasta sauces with tomato pasta sauces, and I like the fusilli pasta. I think they're really nice. I like any pasta, but this is the specific one I really like. And I am just painting in a bowl, and I'm just putting in the painting in the shadows, and then I painted in the pasta. I am going to add highlights to this as well, and lighten up certain areas, because I went a bit too dark some places with the pasta. I think I could have made it a bit different later on. I did realize that, but I already had painted it, so I couldn't go back and change it. And then now for another snack, I decided to paint in a bowl of popcorn, and you can see I've got the popcorn painted, and I'm adding all the different colors, and I'm going to add the little bits in between the popcorn, in the middle of the popcorns. And it really, it's something I like to snack on when I'm watching TV and things like that. So you can see it's something that, these are all things that I can relate to, that I really like. I'm adding the highlights, so you can see it's things that I really can relate to, things I enjoy, things I like, and it really builds up that momentum and that inspiration and wanting to create, because these are things I really like and I want to create them. So I really think that's a method or an idea that you can take into consideration when you're having any difficulty with your creativity or you don't know what to create. It can help you to kickstart your creativity and to just make some art. Remember, it does not have to be perfect. You don't have to draw the most perfect looking, like I did not draw these perfect. None of these look perfect. I just drew them the best that I can draw them, and I just drew them to get my creativity flowing. I'm not too concerned about, perfection and getting them to look hyper realistic. I just wanted them to represent the different foods that I'm wanting to paint, and that's it. I was not trying to look for hyper realism here. I just wanted to create a page that, brings me joy looking at all these different things that I like to eat and drink. Now I moved on to a cheese and garlic sub. I love garlic, so I drew a garlic and then I drew the cheese and garlic sub. Now I really, really enjoy this, and this is something that I absolutely love to eat. So as you can see, you already get so passionate about it because you like it so much. So I'm saying that you must try to draw something that you enjoy, that you like, that can inspire you, because your own drawings will inspire you. And you will see as you work through the piece, whatever it is you're drawing, you don't have to draw multiple items even. You can just draw your favorite maybe movie character, or you can draw your favorite fruit or favorite animal, favorite sport. You can draw anything that you want to draw. It doesn't have to be a specific theme. Even you can draw your favorite car. It doesn't matter. Anything that's your favorite, you can just draw it. But that will help you to start getting your creativity flowing, and it'll help you to start making art. And you will see once you get this piece done, you will automatically move on to the next piece. And it's really, really exciting to create, because as you can see, I started off with watercolors and now I'm going on and adding some pencil. I think it adds a bit of texture to the to the bread for the garlic sub. And then now I'm moving on to painting my glass of lychee juice, because I love lychees. I would like to have included watermelon and mango as well, but I didn't have space, so I just included lychee because I love fruit as well, but I wasn't able to include the other fruit that I love. So I love many fruit, but those are my favorites. So I wasn't able to include all of them, but I included the ones that I really like. And then I love Coke. I do drink Coke, not often, but I do drink it when I have a meal. I like to complete my meal with a glass of Coke or a little bit of Coke. It's something I do enjoy. especially when I'm eating some nice food. I would like to have something to drink after that, then it'll be a Coke, and just a regular Coke. So I just wanted to draw that. That also was a challenge for me, which is another thing. Drawing these items made me realize a lot of things, and I learned a lot of things, because I learned I had to create techniques and think of the techniques that I can use to get the effect that I want. Like, I drew a lot of glass, so I had to think of ways to, draw the shadows. Although I was using a reference, but I need to think of ways to incorporate it so it looks good on a watercolor painting. And also I wanted to just, try to experiment, especially with the glass, especially with the desserts. And, I wanted to get the texture of the bread for the sub. And, I just wanted to get that effect. They may not be perfect, but at least it represents as best as I could. I could have done a lot better on the Coke glass, but I was just looking to start creating and just, making some art. I was not looking for perfection. So that's something that also you need to remember. Don't worry about perfection, just have fun with it, because once you start having fun, your creativity will just be flowing. I also want to mention that I do have a Patreon. The link will be in the description box below. There I offer exclusive art videos and art content. I've also just put up a video discussing starting a new sketchbook and how you can overcome the fear of creating and the fear of the blank page. So you can get more ideas of where I go in depth into that on Patreon. So you can head over there if you want to see what that's all about. And I guess that's it for this one. So thank you again so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, don't forget to like and share. It really helps the channel out. Also, if you like to see other art content that I put up on my YouTube channel, then you could consider subscribing. So I guess that's it for this one. Thanks again for watching. Till the next one. Bye.